Is some people are in the rellano and they're talking and
No, I can't hear it.
okay. You can't hear even the lift.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. An entrepreneurial mindset is especially useful when facing what? An entrepreneurial mindset is especially useful when facing what?
Unexpected challenges.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're working on a group project. No one has been told exactly what to do next, and everyone is kind of waiting around. One person notices a problem, comes up with a plan, and starts working on it without being asked, then lets the rest of the group know what they're doing.
Sounds like me.
Okay, what do you call that quality of seeing what needs to be done and taking action on your own?
uh, Intelligent
It begins with I.
with I.
Yeah. I think the word's the same in Spanish.
It's the
Yeah.
same Spanish.
Yeah, so you see what needs to be done and you take action without being told to do it. You do it on your own.
What's the second word?
N. The second letter is N. We say initiative.
In okay. The action.
Hmm. Well, it's the
The
quality.
action is
Yeah,
the
you
initiative.
you
No, the
show.
person. I thought you asking was the adjective for this kind of people.
Well, you would say they show initiative or they took the initiative.
Okay.
The scientist was recognized as a pillar of the research community due to her contributions to what?
The scientist was recognized as innovations.
Innovation.
I don't know what stagnation means.
Stagnation is when you're not progressing. If something stagnates, it's not moving, you're not advancing.
Okay. Stagnation.
You're walking through an art exhibition. Most of the paintings feel familiar. You've seen the same styles, ideas, and techniques many times before. Then you stop in front of one piece that makes you pause. It doesn't copy anything else in the room. The idea feels fresh, the approach unexpected, and it's clearly the artist's own way of thinking rather than a repeat of what's popular. What do you
Mm-hmm.
call that quality of creating something new and distinct instead of imitating what already exists?
Innovation.
Okay, so you would say this work of art is.
Innovador.
It begins with O.
It begins with O.
O.
Um,
It doesn't look like everything else. It doesn't copy everything else. It is
yeah. Oh.
the original.
Oh.
It is original. Yeah, you can use it as
Okay.
a noun or as an adjective.
Original. Okay.
Originality. In space missions, the acceleration of a spacecraft must be carefully managed to prevent harm to what?
Sorry, in space missions, the acceleration of a spacecraft must be carefully managed to prevent harm to To what? To prevent harm to the engines.
The engines. It's to the crew. Harm we normally use to talk about people or living things.
Oh, okay.
For
What's the
engines,
translation of harm?
dañar, daño.
Ah,
But in Spanish, you
okay.
use daño for.
I thought harm it was because sometimes it's not the same. When you say there's no any harm on doing that,
Mhm.
it's the same. It's
Yeah.
daño.
Yeah. There's no harm. Um, I suppose, yeah, you can use it in that context as it's not going to be, it's not going to cause any trouble. It's not going to do any, it's not going to cause any harm, means it's not going to cause any trouble.
Okay.
In this context, I would say a better word for the engines, like dañar, for engines, I would say damage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you would harm the crew and damage the engines.
Okay. Good to know.
All right, you're playing a football match and you go in for a hard tackle. You collide with another player and hit the ground awkwardly. When you try to stand up, there's a sharp pain in your leg and you can't put your weight on it. The coach signals for help and you're taken off the field to be examined. What do you call the physical harm or damage your body has suffered in that moment?
A hit?
It begins with I.
Injure?
Injury, yes.
Injury.
Yeah, you suffered an injury or you are injured.
Okay.
In a relay race, the final sprint is often run by whom?
In a relay race. Um, the fastest team member?
Mhm. Okay, you decide you want to get in better shape. Some
Mhm.
mornings you feel motivated, but many days you don't. Even so, you stick to your workout schedule, follow your routine, and resist the temptation to skip sessions or give up when it gets uncomfortable. No one is forcing you, you're holding yourself to the plan. What do you call the ability to control your behavior and stay consistent, even when it would be easier not to?
Um, self-motivation?
Yes, but you do it every day, even when you feel like you don't want to. It begins with D.
Begins with D. Determination?
Also true. Think of this like if you're in a classroom and the teacher is quite strict, what does she have
What does
over
she
the.
have?
Yeah, she will not let the kids get away with misbehaving. What word would you use when you limit, like when you have quite strict rules on how the children can behave? Because you can
Um,
apply this to yourself or you can apply it to other people.
I don't know.
Discipline.
Oh,
Yeah. So you can be,
discipline.
if you have discipline, then you, like you say, you are motivated every day, but you can
Mm-hmm.
also have discipline over other people. You can be quite disciplined on them.
Okay.
A reservoir is typically built to store what?
Um, a reservoir. A water.
Water, yes. What would you use to
I
store power?
to store power.
Yeah.
Um, you need like a ¿cómo se llama? Una batería,
Battery, yeah.
I don't know I don't know the name now.
A battery.
Is that the name? I
Mhm.
think it's more than that.
No,
It's
like in your
bigger than that. It's like a place actually.
well, yeah, you can build a battery the size of a building if you want. All right, I'll give you another scenario. You're trying to organize a community event. You have plenty of ideas, but you quickly realize that ideas alone aren't enough. You need money to pay for supplies, people to help set things up, tools and equipment to use on the day, and access to a space where everything can happen. Without these things, the event can't move forward. What do you call the money, people, materials, and tools you rely on to make something possible?
Sorry, the people,
The
the
money,
tools.
the people, the materials, the tools that you rely on to make something possible. It begins with R.
Um, it's difficult. This one. Can you give me another a synonym?
Well, if you're talking about wood or minerals or oil, and when we talk about energy,
Supplies,
okay, but when people say like if one country has a lot of oil, yeah,
resources.
resources, good,
Did you say begins with R?
yeah,
Did you?
yeah.
Okay.
You said ere. Animal rights groups frequently condemn what?
Condemn. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Factory farming.
Good.
What does it mean? GM crops.
What does GM crops mean?
Mm-hmm.
Genetically modified.
Oh, well, I don't think they'll like that either.
Possibly not, but I don't think it's really that's not their main concern because they're concerned with
Right,
animals, not crops.
right.
Do you know how to say crops in
No,
Spanish?
no, no. What's that?
You say cultivos.
Uh,
All right, you see someone who has power over another person or an animal. Instead of showing care or restraint, they deliberately cause pain, mocking, humiliating, or hurting them, and seem indifferent to the suffering they're causing. They could stop at any moment, but they don't. What do you call that behavior of taking pleasure in or
maltrato
showing no concern for someone else's pain?
is maltrato, but I don't know in English.
It begins with C. Like, how would you describe someone who enjoys seeing other people suffer?
Uh, with C.
Are you familiar with the the Disney movie 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's
Cruel.
cruel? Yes.
Okay.
The engineer insisted on conducting on-site inspections to ensure what?
Sorry, can you say it again?
The engineer insisted on conducting on-site inspections to ensure what?
Construction quality.
Mhm. You buy a backpack and use it every day, stuffing it full of books, dragging it across floors, carrying it in the rain, and tossing it into the back of your car. Months later, the straps haven't torn, the zipper still works, and the fabric hasn't worn through. It's clearly built to last, despite constant use and stress. What do you call the ability to withstand wear, damage, and time without breaking down?
Durable.
Durable, yes.
I was gonna say good quality, but
He was called a visionary after launching what?
a gra- groundbreaking invention.
Mhm. You're talking with a friend about a problem that's been bothering you for a long time. You've explained it many times before, but this time they listen carefully and then point out a connection you hadn't noticed, something that suddenly makes the whole situation clearer. What do you call what do you call that deep, accurate understanding that cuts through the confusion and reveals what's really going on? Beginning with I. Yeah. So you talk to a person about a problem that you've been struggling with, and they see it in a way that gives a clearer understanding. It cuts through the confusion.
Okay.
They make connections that you haven't seen before.
Yeah. And the words start with
I.
um yeah, I mean
For example, I wear glasses because I have a poor.
vision.
Right, but what is the noun of see?
The noun of see.
Yeah, I have a very poor eye.
Um don't
Like
know.
when you're doing tourism, you want to go and see, like say you're in London, you want to see Big Ben, you want to see the London Eye. You're seeing the
Sides.
sights. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
when you see something very deeply, you have an insight.
Oh, okay. Inside.
Insight.
Okay. So you can say inside for a person who can see everything.
You wouldn't describe the person, you would describe the what they have. They have an insight.
They have an inside.
Yeah, so they have a new idea that no one's had before. They've made a connection that no one else made. They have a greater insight.
Okay.
Okay, the polished marble floor added what to the Grand Hotel lobby?
The Polish marble floor added what to the Grand Hotel lobby? Elegance.
Elegance. You're watching a movie where a character never directly says they're angry. Instead, their tone shifts slightly, their smile fades just a bit too quickly, and their words carry a quiet edge. Nothing is obvious or exaggerated, but you still sense something important beneath the surface. What do you call the quality of being understated, delicate, and not immediately obvious, yet meaningful if you pay close attention?
Poker face?
It begins with S. So when you're talking about a change, the change can be dramatic or it can be obvious or it can be
Dramatic, obvious,
what's the opposite when you make a change to something?
subtle,
Subtle.
subtle.
Subtle. Good. The athlete delayed signing the contract due to concerns about what?
Injury clauses.
Injury
That
clauses. A company promises its customers that their personal data will be kept secure. Later, it's discovered that someone gained unauthorized access to the system and sensitive information was exposed. The company didn't uphold the protection it guaranteed. What do you call the act of breaking a rule, trust, or agreement, or a barrier that was supposed to be maintained?
mm,
We use this a lot when we're talking about a contract. It begins with B.
um,
So if you have a contract and it says, for instance, if you're an athlete and the contract says you have to wear Nike brand clothes when you play and you wear something by Adidas, then you have done what to your contract?
I have breaking the
Breach.
eh?
Breach.
Breach.
Hmm.
Breach, like puente.
No, that's bridge. Breach. Breach. Breach.
Breach. I never heard this before.
Yeah, to breach a contract. Or
So it's breaking. It's break a contract. It's break
yeah, you've broken one of the rules of the contract. You've
one of
breached
the clauses.
one of the clauses, exactly.
Uh-huh.
To breach a contract. In graphic design, a solid grasp of geometry helps with what?
Creating balanced layout.
Yes, balanced layouts.
Balanced layout. Layout.
You're asked to submit a school assignment. The teacher doesn't just care about what you wrote, but also how it's presented, whether it's typed or handwritten, how the text is arranged on the page, the font size, spacing, and structure. The content might be the same, but the way it's organized and laid out matters. What do you call the specific structure or arrangement in which something is presented? Beginning with F.
Sorry, what's the question?
What do you call the structure or arrangement of how the assignment is presented?
Um, well, I will call it structure, but it's not that.
For instance, when say you present something, you could present it as in a written way, you could present it as a podcast, you could present it as a TV show. These are all different. Or when you get a USB stick,
A
yeah,
what?
a
A US.
USB drive
Okay.
or a hard drive, and you plug it into the computer,
Mm-hmm.
you have to decide what way you want to store the information.
Uh-huh.
So are you going to store it so that you can plug it into the TV? Are you going to use it just to store documents? Do you need to store large documents or just small documents?
So you need to choose the channel.
The format.
Oh, the format.
While climbing Mount Everest, one of the greatest dangers is what?
Wow. The greatest dangers, I
One
think
of the
both.
Yeah, kind of. One, I think one is more
Maybe
dangerous.
lack of oxygen.
Hmm?
Oxygen.
Oxygen, yeah.
But yeah, avalanches, I think they are.
Yeah, it's possible. I think maybe the oxygen kills more people.
Okay.
Okay, you're sharing something deeply personal with someone. Um, an insecurity, a fear, or a past mistake. Knowing
Mm-hmm.
that they could judge you or use it against you. You don't have your guard up, and there's a real risk of being hurt, but you speak honestly anyway. What do you call the state of being open to emotional or physical harm because your defenses are lowered? This could be a person or it could be a place. Like, say you have a military base that doesn't have good defenses. It begins with V, the word.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable, yes. Vulnerable. To refine crude oil into gasoline, companies rely on what?
Um, I don't know. Mm, condensation?
Distillation.
Oh,
Condensation is when water
yeah.
water vapor turns back into water.
Yeah, but okay, fine.
All right. You start with a simple idea, just a rough sketch or a basic plan. Over time, you add details, make improvements, test what works, and fix what doesn't. What began as something small and unfinished gradually becomes more complex, refined, and fully formed. What do you call the process of growing, building, or improving something over time? Beginning with D.
The process of growing.
Building or improving something. Like you have an initial idea, and then over time you improve it.
Mm-hmm. Um, can you give me another
What do
example?
in like an old analog camera, you would take pictures, and then what would you do with the film in order to see the pictures?
Um, you usually take it to the store.
And what do they do with the film?
They the revelate rev I don't
Reveal.
know, reveal. We
So
say reveal the pictures.
we were saying in English,
Uh,
develop the film. But when you develop something, it's more like you're
you
building on top.
develop the photos.
Yeah, you develop the film into photos.
Oh no, we don't say that.
But you can develop an idea,
Yeah, you
develop
can develop an idea or
a plan.
a plan. Yeah.
High mileage on a rental car could indicate what?
Frequent use.
Frequent use. You're driving and decide to check your phone just for a moment. You don't notice the light change or the car in front of you slowing down. You have to brake suddenly to avoid an accident. Nothing went wrong on purpose, you just weren't paying enough attention. What do you call that lack of caution or attention that leads to mistakes or danger?
Distraction.
It begins with C, and you like,
Concent concentration.
okay, but you're not taking. What are you not taking when you're being reckless?
Care. You're not being
You're not
carefully.
taking care, yes. So you can be careful, or what's the opposite?
The opposite of careful.
Yes.
I don't
What's the
know. Not careful.
opposite of useful?
Sorry.
What's the opposite of useful?
The opposite of useful.
Yeah.
Not useful.
There's something we can add to the end of the word. So if you're something
Useless. Useless.
useless, so the opposite of careful,
Careless.
careless. Yes, you're being careless. You're not taking
Okay.
care.
Okay.
We got there. Driven by curiosity, the child secretly opened what?
Driven by curiosity, the child. A locked drawer.
Hmm. You stumble across a topic, object, or person you didn't expect to care about. Instead of moving on, you keep reading, watching, or observing. Time slips by without you noticing, and you feel a strong pull to learn more, not because you have to, but because it genuinely grips your attention. What do you call it when you have that feeling of deep curiosity and captivation that keeps drawing you back in? When you're extremely interested in something. It begins with F.
Fascinating.
Yes, fascinating would be the adjective. What would be the noun?
Fascination.
Fascination. Very good.
I would never get that. I don't know how I did it.
Traditional wedding dresses often feature lace as a symbol of what?
Traditional wedding dresses often feature lace as a symbol of elegance.
Elegance. You're evaluating a small business. It owns a building, has money in the bank, equipment it uses every day, and a strong reputation that attracts customers. Even if the business stopped operating tomorrow, these things would still have value and could be used, sold, or relied on. What do you call the valuable resources or possessions that a person or organization owns or can use? Beginning with A. Yeah. So in a small business, say the business owns the building and the machines, like the equipment. These are the businesses. Or even if you're talking about a person, like if a person owns a house, they own a car, they own furniture, these are the persons.
Elements.
Beginning with A.
With A.
We say assets.
Assets.
Assets. Is this new, a new word?
No, but I never use it for people.
Yeah, well, it's quite a formal word. Like, because for people you'd say possessions, but if you're
I
talking about
use it before to say objects. Like, yeah.
A company has its assets more
Which
than
is objects, right?
it's things the company owns, like value intrinsic to the company, apart from the business.
Okay.
Like even if you run a business and the business stops, like the company shuts down, it still has assets, like the building, the machines, maybe even
Okay.
money in the bank. In professional photography, a successful shoot often depends on what?
Lighting.
Lighting. Okay, you're practicing archery.
You're
Among
practicing?
archery
Okay. Ese es arco.
with a bow and arrow,
Ajá.
like Robin Hood.
Tiro al arco.
You're practicing archery. Among all the space in front of you, there's one specific spot you're aiming at. Yeah? The bullseye. Every adjustment you make is focused on hitting that exact point, not anywhere else. What do you call the specific person or object or goal uh, that attention and effort are directed towards? What do you call the thing you're aiming at?
Mm,
Beginning
uh,
with T.
um, T.
This in America, this is a brand, and then they have this is their logo.
What's the logo?
It's the thing with the bullseye.
With the bullseye.
The bullseye is the bit in the middle. Like when you're playing darts or archery, right in the middle is the bullseye. But the actual thing, for example, say you're in a business and they say, okay, by the end of the month, we need to hit this number of sales. We're
Mm-hmm.
aiming at this many sales. We need to hit this.
Goal? No.
Begins with T.
Target.
Target, yes.
Gosh, that was difficult.
Do you know the brand in the US?
No.
No? Parents often took their children in at night as a way to provide what?
It could be both. Security.
Comfort. What? I don't understand what security they're getting from being tucked in. Just to
Sorry?
put the covers up, like and say good night and give them like a kiss. That's well,
Oh,
it makes them feel secure, I suppose.
no. I was thinking they were taking them from outside to the house.
They took them inside.
Yeah, like they took them inside.
To tuck someone in is where you go up,
So
you like
I didn't think that you were talking about a bed. I thought you were talking about a house.
uh, arropar.
Yeah, but what is a rapad?
When you tuck the kids in, you go up, you kind of tuck the
Oh,
covers under and
mm-hmm.
say good night, maybe read a story. That's like turn the lights out.
Okay.
It's a cold evening and you're curled up on the couch with a soft blanket. The lights are warm, there's no noise or pressure, and everything around you feels comfortable and safe. You don't want to move because the atmosphere feels just right.
Cozy.
Cozy, yeah.
That was a word.
That was the word. You got it.
Okay.
The Amazon basin supports a vast ecosystem largely due to what?
This is part of an ecosystem agent due to uh I don't know, frequent rainfall?
Yes, frequent rainfall.
I don't know, what does that mean?
The basin,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of the opposite of la cuenca. The opposite of mountainous, like
The,
a large area of flat land.
the opposite of?
It's like if you have like a valley and then in the middle you would have the basin.
Okay.
You're looking at a small cabin on a map. It's far from cities. There are no nearby roads, and the closest town is hours away. There's no cell service, no crowds, and very little connection to everything else. What do you call a place or thing that is far away, isolated, or distant from others?
Separate?
Begins with R.
Um, can you say the question again?
Yeah, so you're looking at a small cabin on a map. It's far from cities. There's no nearby roads, and the closest town is hours away. So the cabin is very
Mm-hmm.
it's very isolated. Okay, think about if you have a when you work from home, sometimes people say I'm working.
Remotely.
Okay. So this is a different use of the word. Remotely is when you kind of do something from a distance, you know? You
Yes.
control something from a distance, but you would describe something as remote. The
Okay.
cabin is remote, or this
Oh,
is a remote town.
the cabin is remote because it's far from.
It's far from civilization, far from any
Ah,
roads or cities.
okay.
You could say a
Remote.
remote town, a remote cabin, a
Yeah,
remote area.
it's remoto. Okay.
Okay, if an ATM fails to dispense cash after a withdrawal is confirmed, what should the user typically do first?
Contact the bank.
Contact the bank. Okay, you're offered a job that pays well, but it would require moving far away from your family and giving up things that matter to you. After thinking it through, you politely say no and choose not to accept the offer. What do you call the act of refusing or choosing not to accept something that has been offered?
Reject.
Close. It's more like if you're using your card to pay for something and there's not enough money in the account, what happens to your it begins with D. What happens to your card?
Um, I have a debit.
So if you're offered something like this, like a job, you're offered a job, you say no thank you. What have you done to the job offer? Beginning with D.
You decline.
Decline, yes. Nice, we finished on a good one.
Okay, babe.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
participation. I'll see you again next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.